In chapter 6 of the Introduction to Psychology, we focus on the chapter called Sensory and Perception. This chapter was particularly interesting to me because in my anatomy class right now, we are working with the nervous system, which is one of the primary focuses of this. And when it was talking about bottom to top and top to bottom sensation, I had assumed that it was going to be talking about motor versus sensory, but in reality, it was really about the primary focus on the sensory and how we take stuff in and how we actually perceive it, which brings the perception part. So the thing that I found really interesting about one of the parts when I was reading about the non-visual senses was in touch controlling pain with the placebo. And I know it's not really a big focus about this section, but I did think that it's really interesting about how crazy the brain works, how we're able to not distinguish, but how the brain is such a powerful thing that is able to control the pain without the actual stimulus being applied. Like, you're able to not feel the pain in your head even though you weren't given any of the painkillers. So I thought that was really interesting. And then when I was learning about the lady who could not, that was one of the really interesting stories that I read. The woman who could see things but she couldn't remember anything, and that had to do with the problem with her occipital visual cortex that controls vision. So I thought that that was a really interesting part of the chapter. And then as I was saying about the nerves and the neural pathways from the eye to the brain, because a lot of this perception that happens is a visual perception. So I thought that it was interesting to learn about the nerves and how we see things, and how when it's dark our eyes open up, and how we see color differently based on from how we see it in the dark versus how we see it in the light. And the big thing that I saw that was crazy to me is how I think about the tomato question. The tomato isn't even red. Like, it could be, there could be colors out there that we don't even know exist because we just can't see them. We just process them as what colors we can see that can bounce off. So overall, it was a very interesting chapter, and I hope to apply this to what I'm doing in school right now.